How you doing, everyone? Here we are for the trades for my team for the week. A couple of trades this week. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Hopefully, this will propel me up those ranks again this week, as I thought I was going to last week. But anyway, Christian Welch is out this week, and I was actually probably going to trade him anyway, just with the way that the team was going to be set up. He comes out. Also, Walker comes out as well, and I've just decided that both of those guys aren't going to be keepers. They're both not playing in 13. I do need a few extra players for 13. I am only bringing in one that will play in 13 and one that won't, but that is the Isaiah Papali'i trade. So I had 200k in the bank. Could have gone Welch straight to Papa, which was fine, but done that and then added Reece Walsh in. So obviously someone that I've missed out on his first bunch of price rises and all these really good scores, and just decided that it was, he was a chance to become a keeper across the season. Yes, I'm only bringing him in for 1 week before round 13, but I think it's worth his points this week and also his price rise, which should be over 50k, you'd imagine at least. He's up against the Cowboys, which isn't going to be, it's not like he's a good chance of having a really low game against the Panthers or something like that. So I feel like it was a smart option to bring him in and kind of just deal with the fact that I'm not bringing in someone that's going to be playing in round 13. At the moment, I'm somewhere between 10 and 13 players, depending if guys like Matto play, Origin. Looks like Opacek should be fine not to play. And then it's just, is Alvaro, Stefano, or Spencer going to play? And if two out of the three play, I think I'll have, and Matto play, I'll have 13. And if they all don't play, then obviously I have about 10 coming into next week, which sitting with 18 trades won't be too bad a thing. I could make 1 or 2 next week to shore that up and get closer to like 12, which would be okay. 12 to 15 is kind of a pretty good goal, and that will stop me from having some real issues coming into round 17, for example. And the goal is not to make too many trades over the next few weeks. Maybe bring in a Lolo or something like that in 14, but other than that, might be smarter to hold steady. But in terms of the team this week, I'm really happy with how it looks. I'll set up the bench and everything accordingly very shortly. But basically, I've got 17 guys that I want to play. And then I've got Alvaro and Spencer down there. Crichton will obviously get the X or the purple dot or whatever it is for suspension when that happens. But yeah, the rest of the team, we got Brayley, Papali'i, Watson, and Harris in our top 4. Lucy and Schuster, Cleary and Foggs, Opacek and Manu, Adam Dewey, Laurie, and Hines. And then the bench looks stacked at the moment, but we might have to change that. So Roger and Walshy, so got both those guys. So hopefully the Warriors guys go well in attack, especially. And then Madison and Starling. So I'm really happy with the guys we've got. There's only really Alvaro, Stefano, and Spencer that are the 3 guys that are ones we aren't going to make us any money, and they're not keeper level or going to get us good scores. So to only have 3 guys in the squad that are like that, I think is pretty solid coming into this week. With really the majority of the guys going to be averaging 45 plus, you'd imagine. So I think I think the team's in a good position at this stage of the season, with some trades remaining. Obviously, I've used 4 over the last 2 weeks, which is not completely ideal, but it is what it is in terms of that. That aspect of things with the trade. So yeah, I guess let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's have a in terms of my trades, if you like them or not. Let's have a little look at some of the coverage I have. So still sitting there without center coverage, and if we can get through this week, then 13 is not going to be an issue because we have less players anyway, and then we'll have to work out if I need any centers or if I'm upgrading anyone. I'd like to hold Oppa and Manu for the rest of the season. Pretty good that Oppa will play 13 and Manu will play 17. So that's helpful in terms of the centers. So I've got plenty of coverage in the wing fullbacks at the moment with 5. I've got plenty of coverage in the halves with a few dual position players, which is good. With Nico and also Dewey could play both. Edge there, I've got Matto, Leilua, and Schuster, which is fine, and Crichton as well. Toh Harris, so plenty of and Papali'i, plenty of edge players. And then mids, I've got Crichton there as my number 4 middle, which is good. Obviously got Alvaro and Spencer and Stefano there, but we don't really want to talk. We don't really need that one. I've got Starling as cover for hooker, and that's sort of everything covered at the moment, except for that center position, which not that ideal holding 3 centers anyway. So yeah, that's where the squad's at the moment. So let me know what you think you do with this team. If you would have made those trades, if you would have done something different. I just thought Walsh was someone that I need to pick up now at 475. Like he's averaging 51, even with a 23-minute whatever it was game on the bench there. 48-minute game or whatever, whatever it was on the off the bench again, and now getting into an 80-minute role. He's got 3 of them now, and he's averaging way over 50. So I think that's pretty good, and he's going to make a couple hundred K if he continues on that ride, and if he does that, then he ends up being a keeper in the wing fullback position. So that's kind of the reasoning there. We can talk about Roger as we go along and work out if he's going to be viable going forward. Playing on the wing, is he going to come in and do plenty of work through the middle? Is he not? All the things we have to think about. So that's that with that squad. And move to the alternates. So I just decided to make one trade this week, and that was actually Pap out, I believe. Yeah, for Papali'i. So Pap for Papa was just the one trade, and I didn't really have too many other options there. Walker, I could go down to like a Walshy or something like that, but I just thought. Actually, I didn't make any trades. Sorry, I've decided to make no trades this week. So that's the kind of ones I was looking at. It was bringing in those types of guys. Sorry, I just completely lost the train of thought there. But it was like, do I trade like Walker to Walsh, for example? I just decided to just completely leave it and play Spencer this week. The alternates will the new goal is to just bank a lot of trades and go hard for round 17. So I should have a lot of players for 13, and then go really hard from 14 to 17. Try and make up a lot of ranks in there, and then get Cleary back in at the end of that period somehow, or maybe in around 14 or 15 there would be ideal to try and push for a Cleary. But when you're not going that well in the rankings, which means your team value isn't as high, things aren't going as well as they should do. So not a lot of greatness happening in this squad at the moment. We're sitting there with Peachy that's not playing, which really isn't a massive out. Decent, but I've already got Bird and Averillo covering that, so hopefully we can do a lot better this week. Hopefully Fafita picks up a big score for us as captain, and I suppose we'll just see how we go. Went for the strategy of holding a lot of trades, and we'll see what we can do going forward. But that's it with the two teams. Obviously, all the important one in here, and I think this is set up much better than the alternates, which is great because as it's the main team. But there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit like, subscribe if you are. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.